edge of the knife and it hurts just a little. Yeah, and I know, and I know, and I know, and I know that I can't be your friend. It's my head on my heart and I'm caught in the middle. My hands are tied and not tight enough. You're the high that I can't give up. Oh, Lord, here we go. I might hate myself tomorrow, but I'm on my way tonight. At that bottom of the bottle, you're the poison in the wine. And I know I can't change you, and I won't change. I might hate myself tomorrow, but I'm on my way tonight. Let's be lonely together. A little less lonely together. Eyes wide shut and it feels like the first time. Before the rush to my blood was too much and we got light. Yeah, and I know, and I know, and I know, and I know just how this ends. Now I'm all messed up and it feels like the first time. I might hate myself tomorrow, but I'm on my way tonight. At the bottom of the bottle, you're the poison in the wine. And I know I can't change you, and I won't change. I might hate myself tomorrow, but I'm on my way tonight. Let's be lonely together. A little less lonely together. Let's be lonely together. A little less lonely together. Hands are tied but not tight enough. You're the high that I can't give up. Oh, Lord, here we go. I might hate myself tomorrow, but I'm on my way tonight. You're the poison in the wine, and I know I can't change you, and I won't change. I might hate myself tomorrow, but I'm on my way tonight. Let's be lonely together. A little less lonely together. Let's be lonely together. Let's be lonely, lonely, less lonely together. A little less lonely love. A little less lonely love. A little less lonely love.
If you ever feel like something is very, very wrong with life, wrong with yourself, I understand. I have that feeling too. But in actuality, that feeling isn't wrong. That feeling is just being human. That intense feeling inside is the feeling of existing, of being alive, of being a person. It's a mountain to climb. It's a test to pass. It's a challenge we are ultimately worthy of. And rather than dread or resent this challenge, we can embrace it. We can learn from it. And we can celebrate it. Life is very intense, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Understanding this is what partying is all about.
the AJ.Radio show.
Hello and welcome to the season premiere of AJ.Radio. I am your host, AJ.MP3, coming at you once again here at the Wentworth Institute of Technology. I'm joined for our premiere. Oh boy, Tim gave me a look.
Who did? Who gave you what kind of a look?
I don't know. Who are you?
What kind of a look?
The look.
Oh, you know who I am.
The look.
They know who I am.
Tim Mahan. He's back with his sounds. We also have two guests coming from Alex is asleep. Apparently got dick too hard last night. That's what he said in our text messages.
You could say thanks, Alex.
Humphrey's Humphrey's a good boy, and he's at work making those big bucks. I saw him earlier. He actually gave me. I was in here setting up, and he gave me this.
Okay.
I guess
suspicious package.
It's his wireless headphones. I guess. Oh, is it?
I think it's echoing.
Yeah.
We got some echo through the TV here.
It's because I'm playing the stream through on my laptop, and my laptop is what's projecting onto the television, so I can show you guys things. But yes, this is Humphrey's wireless headphones. I guess in a day he broke the charger, and he has to send it back. But well, I should retract that because he told them that it came broken, and so they're going to fix it for free. So I hope they didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that.
Apparently Jared went back home to New Jersey, probably to get JPEG Mafia. We'll talk about that.
Shout out Jared.
But I'm joined by our guest, my good friend from my Home Depot days. I'm sure you all remember that.
Holy
you got
shit.
James. How's it going, James? First time on the air. How is it? Or I don't know about that. Is it your first time on a radio show?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Dude, he worked at Home Depot with John.
Well, James doesn't work at Home
I am
Depot.
also, though.
James works for
Used to.
what do you mean used to? You don't do the HVAC anymore?
No, I work for Climate Zone.
Yeah, Climate Zone.
Yeah.
So James actually doesn't work for Home Depot, so he's very lucky on that, and he works for Climate Zone, which they have. James sets up at our store and sometimes at other stores, and he will try to get. He's very persuasive.
I will try to sell you
He
HVAC.
swooves. He uses his moves to get people for an estimate, and then he gets people to come to their house and.
Like solar panel people, right?
Sort of.
Except it's like
Yeah.
Central Air.
Well, that's what they do
Yeah.
at my Home Depot. They sell solar panels.
Okay. Yeah. So James kind of makes his own hours, does his own shit. Goes. The only difference is that we all have our orange aprons. James gets a very nice black apron.
Wait,
Yeah,
does
something
James know
like
Mary?
Oh, James does know Mary. Yeah, remember
James
Mary?
does.
Mary, who now works at Staples.
There's a Mary that works at Staples.
Don't you remember Mary?
Is she hot?
Yo,
Oh, she was hot, but she was on the high school side. Remember me and her fought?
That's the question I was going to ask you.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, do you remember her? Yeah, she's
She's a bit young for me, man.
She's a frequent on this show. We like to talk about Mary. We like to talk about Mary
Really?
stories.
She comes up.
Yeah, oh yeah, good old Mary stories.
Oh, I thought she came around.
Oh, no.
Mary, if you're listening, we're not talking about you.
I love you, Mary.
Mary the
She wouldn't
cherry.
be listening, would she?
I found her birth certificate in my car one time.
You guys
I
hung
still
out?
have it.
I haven't met you yet,
hung
Mary,
out,
but I
hung
love
out.
you.
We did hang out.
Okay.
We went to this abandoned World War II bunker in New Hampshire. And then she just wanted to waste all my gas money with her and her friend.
Adventure, whatever.
Yeah, she wanted to go on adventures, and for some reason, one day I found her birth certificate in the side pocket of my passenger seat.
You gave it back, yeah.
No, I still have that. Because
You're
she was
saying
already
this on
gone by
radio,
then.
man.
She was already gone by then.
You can say whatever you want.
And Yeah, the Home Depot days. I haven't had a me and James haven't seen each other in a while. This is kind of the reunion because I've been on my co-op, which just ended. Me and Tim, and I don't know.
Long.
What's your name again, man?
Long.
Lon.
Yeah, Long.
Yeah, so we got Lon in the studio. Tim's friend.
Long stuff dong.
Did you go on co-op as well? What year are you?
I'm junior. Yeah, I just go back from the co-op.
Cool.
Yeah.
How was that? Where'd you work?
I work for Boston Water Sewer.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, and that's be amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Civil engineers over here.
Civil engineering.
Cool.
We're building stuff.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Vietnam.
Cool.
Yes.
I dig it.
You can't see in the live stream, but Tim's trying to show you. Tim is right now. So Tim works up in the sandbox room upstairs that we have in our library,
Free 3D printing.
and he's for 3D printing, and he's got a 3D printer pen, which doesn't make any sense to me. You just kind of have to. It's kind of like a hot glue stick, and you kind of have to write with the material as it's coming out. It's kind of crazy to me. It's a super hot pen. Tim's co-op, he was working like construction. It almost looked like Tim had his hard hat out on the highway.
Oh yeah, they gave me a safety vest and whatnot. It was cool. Yeah. Oh, there's the pen. Yeah, now you can see the pen kind of.
There you go.
Yep, Nick sees himself.
Yeah, I see myself.
And so if you
What's cooking good looking?
so we also have
subtly tell you about it, but
we have in the studio James brought with him up and coming artist Angel. You can see him on the
Yo, what's
screen.
up, guys?
Wearing the hat. Angel is a hip hop artist. So I'm assuming you're from the Haverhill area.
I'm from the New England area. Yeah, I'm from the Cambridge area. Some
Okay.
of my family's from Dorchester, etc.
Cool.
All around Mass, sort of.
Where about in Cambridge?
Near, kind of near Harvard.
Okay. I'm currently living right off of Porter Square.
Porter
Right behind Star Market.
Sweet, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm also a stunt performer in the Screen Actors Guild.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a part of Ocean State Pyrotechnics,
Oh my
which
goodness.
is a stunt team from New England, based in Rhode Island, and in New Hampshire. I'm actually gonna give a shout out to Jay Stone and my stunt coordinator Paul Marini. They're wicked cool people, man. Look them up. If you want to get into some stunts and some actions in movies, try to look them up.
I know because I know you said before the show that you were part of the Screenwriters Guild, but I didn't know you were doing stunts. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm a part of the Screen Actors Guild and trying to be a part of the Screenwriters Guild.
Okay.
Kind of got to get a little bit of writing in, which I haven't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 30 screenplays ready to hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've done some writing.
Yeah.
Have you worked on any motion pictures that we would know of, or?
Have you ever heard of the movie Manchester by the Sea with Casey Affleck?
Yeah, actually,
Oh, yeah.
I do. You were in that?
Yep. My name's right in the credits as one of the stunt performers, one of the hockey scenes.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Hell yeah, it's
So,
cool.
so I haven't seen the movie, but I have heard of it. So there's a part where they're playing hockey.
Yeah, it's a small part. It's a quick scene.
Okay.
It's not too much.
Is there did someone get hit or?
Oh yeah. I had to hit the kid up into the boards, and then I basically fall to the ground with him, and then fist fight.
Oh my God.
Basically, yeah.
And
So
so
kind of like the kid's a teenager in the movie, so he's throwing his little teenage fit because, if you haven't seen the movie, it's pretty dramatic.
yeah. So I've seen like behind the scenes and stuff, but you're kind of like in and out like really quick, but there's like
Yeah.
you have to kind of you're in for the brunt of it. They wouldn't have you come in to do the stunt if it wasn't
Yeah.
if it wasn't serious. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that's do you have have you ever gotten like hurt from that? Like I know Tom Cruise, he just hurt his ankle or something trying to jump a building.
Wow. Tom Cruise trying to jump a building?
Soft.
Yeah, in his new movie.
Soft. Get Angel out there. Come on.
Shit.
Have you-
No, I haven't gotten hurt yet. I did a horror movie a couple of years ago called The Mind's Eyes, where they had me run through glass.
Oh,
And,
Jesus.
I hit my head and got a pretty nice, decent-sized egg on the top of my head.
Oh, my
'cause
God.
I hit into the bathroom, the bathroom wall, right in the bathtub, and then fell right all over all the glass. I didn't really get cut up by the glass or anything, so it was all right. But I had an egg.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty realistic scene, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's all really serious. It can be dangerous.
Yeah.
So you're hoping to get, so you're part of the screen actors,
Yeah. As a
trying to
stunt
get into the screenwriters,
guy, yeah.
and you're also now producing these tracks. How long you been doing that?
Yeah. I've been on and off writing music since I was like 12.
Okay.
I'm like 26 now. My birthday's in like 3 weeks.
Oh well.
Fucking.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, I've been invited to record with Glass House Productions.
Mhm.
Shout out to John Glass. He's an up and coming producer. He's done a lot of like underground hip hop artists, like Token. If you've ever heard of Token, he's up and coming. He's from Salem, Mass.
I wish
Witchcraft Trials.
I wish Humphrey was here because he always knows the people around here. Have you ever heard of a guy called Michael Christmas?
No.
He's from the Boston Cambridge area. I saw him at the Paradise Rock Club a couple of nights ago. He was with a guy called this Australian EDM performer called What's So Not, and he tours around with him. But very cool guy. I was able to talk to him. We're gonna hope to get him on the show, which gets me to where we're gonna try and take the show this summer. So the summer semesters. We've been off air for the whole winter, which was like 5 months. I didn't even realize that when we had our last show that it was going to be our last show, and I just kind of played it like a normal show. And then Alex was like, "Yeah, so I'm going back home, and then I'm going to live in Connecticut. So I don't think we're going to do another one." I was like, "Oh shit."
Caught us all by surprise, I think.
Yeah, and then
Co-op took us by surprise. Long, wouldn't you?
we took a break. I worked at a place. If you guys want to take a look on the board, I worked at a place called Rapid Scan Systems. This is their website, and I worked in their trace detection division in Andover. So I don't know really how much I can talk about it, but I did quality assurance. I was a QA software engineer working in the trace division. Basically testing new software for these devices, mainly these 3 desktops, the itemizers, and then this big guy, the entry scan. So yeah, I clicked on one. So these are what all the desktop units look like. They all look like kind of this same kind of build, except so this is the IE3, and the difference between this one is that it has a special membrane unit, and then there's the DX, which is gray, and that just uses Windows, and then there's the 4DX, which uses Linux, and
some operating softwares right there.
then we got...
It looks like some FBI, CIA type.
Yeah, so this is the stuff that would be used in airports, and like mainly this.
Wow.
This is the entry scan. Mainly this guy would be used in like nuclear plants and stuff for security. Basically how it works is, I wonder if I can like zoom in.
Now, if those beep on you, you have to. They have to spread your butt cheeks and.
Yeah, exactly.
Slap on a
When I
glove
was
and
in
check your butthole.
when I was in Holland,
Riley, buddy.
James has had a couple of searches, I'm sure, throughout
Was
his
I allowed to say
throughout
that?
his life. Oh yeah, you can
Those
say
are
whatever the hell
voluntary.
you want.
Those are voluntary.
Yeah. So basically the simplest rundown is you walk through this thing, and if you look, so see these holes right here, if you can see my mouse cursor, these holes right here. It's nothing more that the website wouldn't say.
Okay.
So what you do, so once you walk through and you kind of step on here, these things are air jets, and they'll puff you with air. And it'll say air puffers on, and it will kind of go up and blast you with air, and any particles that are on your persons are going to be sent up into here, and there's kind of like a dryer sheet thing up here, and that gets sent.
Is that like a filter?
It's called the pre-condenser, and so that catches all the particles, and then it kind of sends it over here, which is where all the stuff that detects and identifies which particles are which, and they use this to try and identify if anyone has any explosive or narcotics materials on them.
That's crazy.
So that's what I did for my co-op.
How exactly did you test that?
How'd I test this guy? So say a developer, one of the developers, one of the big projects that we were doing on this guy is there's a new version of it where I don't think, so see this little slit right here? You can have an option to have a gate come out and to stop people. And what are the other things? There's the gate and there's the camera. There's a camera up here, so if it ever goes off, it'll take a picture of whoever's in there. But they're making a new model of it that doesn't have the gates. It's kind of like a cost-effective version.
Is it like a trap door instead?
No, there's just nothing there.
Throws you into the
There's just
dungeon.
nothing there.
Throws you into the dungeon with all the spiders, and you have to fight your way out. And if you fight your way out, you get to...
Still a security system.
Not
going
quite,
bad.
Tim. Not quite. It is very hot. It will definitely burn you up if you touch something wrong. So it's my job to load the new software onto this little screen right here. This is where we run our ITMS software, and I'd have to run it and basically go through all these test cases, hundreds and hundreds of pages of test cases. And you heading out, Lon?
Yes.
It was nice meeting you, man. Great for coming in.
Peace
Thanks.
out, man.
Yeah, I hope you
Thanks for
enjoyed
joining
the fishbowl experience.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
really amazing. Yeah, I work here a long time, but I never know like you guys have a lot.
So you work at the Info Hub?
No, I'm playing Boone over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got a bone to pick with the Info Hub. Someone's got to turn us back upstairs. I don't know where the music.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully you guys will have the channel EDM because like every time when I do a homework, all the time turn on the EDM music.
Yeah, we have a lot of there's a couple of shows. We play some electronic music sometimes. That's kind of where I come from, but these guys throughout the years have kind of got me through hip hop and stuff. I brought this for Tim. I don't think our record player is set up, but
There's a record player?
yeah, we have one, but it's just not set up. But I was gonna bring out this guy. Brought a couple of vinyls.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is my my Stoop Dog copy. Yeah, dude, I brought vinyls galore. So I think we'll probably go on a little break. Gonna play some stuff before you heard. See if I can find it. Before you heard some Avicii, because obviously Avicii sadly passed away on. Did you hear about that on 420, man?
I didn't hear about it.
You didn't? You know about Avicii?
I know about Avicii, but I didn't know.
Avicii killed himself on 420.
What, on 420 of all?
Yeah.
Of all days?
He cut his wrist with a broken wine bottle.
What?
And killed himself. Yeah, just out of nowhere.
What?
So yeah, that sucked. But
Did
we.
you smoke though for 420?
Oh, of course I did. Of course I did. But work doesn't know about that because. Hey, thanks, Lon.
Bye. Yeah.
Peace out, man.
But yeah, we heard a little bit from Andrew WK's new album. I actually kind of went through a lot of shit to get this vinyl. It's, if you can see, it's signed by the man himself,
Oh wow.
James.
That was a good conversation we had, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah, we had Andrew on our show to actually talk about. So we talked about his speaking tour that he did before this album came out, and he talked about a lot of the stuff that was kind of the central themes behind that album, and we actually got nominated for an award from IBS for that interview. And we came back in March, so during our co-op, the one day that I took off my co-op was to go to New York on March 3rd to get this award, Best Celebrity Interview. There you go.
Hands down.
Bring home the bacon, James.
Oh, this is for me?
Yeah. Got Best Celebrity Interview, Best Use of
Yo.
Facebook,
We gotta talk about celebrities.
which is our Facebook page, and Best Social Media Director. I didn't win anything. I was just a finalist. But to be a finalist is good enough in my books. Because you gotta go through a lot of people.
Damn, I wish I had these many trophies.
So we heard a little bit, like I said,
We have a couple last place ribbons though.
Yep.
from
Last place ribbons.
Andrew, and now we're going to listen to some stuff from first by my probably my new favorite artist of the year. His name's JPEG Mafia. Have you ever heard of JPEG Mafia, Peggy?
I don't know.
No? Oh, I love Peggy. Peggy's
I like
good.
the name though.
He's been around since I think 2013. He had an album called Black Ben Carson, a pretty good one. Just came out with his new, and I think it's probably going to be one of my favorite albums of the year. It's called Veteran, and we're going to play one of his songs called Baby I'm Bleeding, one of the singles. And from there, we'll go into one of Logic's new song. Logic came out with with a new EP, a new mixtape, Bobby Tarantino 2, which is really sad because he put his wife on the on the cover, and then like a week later she's like, I want a divorce.
Well,
he wants the divorce? Oh, I thought she wanted the divorce.
He wanted the divorce.
Well, Humphrey doesn't like her anymore.
Well, if Humphrey was here, he would tell us the whole story.
And after that, we're gonna play a song from probably second place. I brought their vinyl. They're called Young Fathers. They're a group from England, and they have a new album called Cocoa Sugar. So we're gonna hear that. And afterwards, when we come back, we're gonna talk with talk to James, just kind of hear about him, hear about his life. And then after that, we're gonna hear a little bit from Angel and hear we got some songs from Angel, first time on the air.
Oh yeah.
That'll be cool. All right, you're tuned in to AJ.Radio. Here's JPEG Mafia. And be warned, because it's a banger. It's a banger.
You're not ready.
That shit run.
Peggy, where you been at? Getting all this promo. When it comes to money, bet these niggas is a no-show. I've been out in Bed-Stuy, chilling with my feet up, laughing at these SoundCloud niggas try beat us. When I say us bet, I don't mean no fucking group. Peggy been a solo access, Looney Tunes and Goofy Truths. Catch me out in Barksdale, counting fettuccine, while you pussy crackers still try past PT. Ooh, I'm up in Brownsville, strapped with a Kimber. All you yuppie purses get swiped like Tinder. Now I'm at the White House, looking for your president. Hop out the van, pointing guns at your residence. Ooh, I'm up in Queens now, showing y'all a body, hoping that you pussy ass try to find me. Chains on my body, looking like a rapper, acting like a slave when I'm gunning for my masters, nigga. Fuck these niggas. Fuck these niggas. Yeah.
It's ironic you press for a cooking. It's ironic you talk jail time, but you ain't never seen no central booking. Yeah. It's ironic you hang with a nigga that beat women and have the nerve to call yourself girl pushing. Wow. You ain't real. Gerard. I'll show you how I really feel.
Yeah. White boy better put it. Hands up.
I'm ready.
And I'm getting wilder. Shout out to Deontay. Country niggas booming. Peggy, I'm the new Beyonce. Devil on my entree. Cut like Dante. Promise I will never go blonde like
Hold up. Promise I will never go blonde like Kanye.
Got so many styles, they should call me Peggy AJ. When I hit the stage, niggas know it's a payday. Tell your bitch come here, like I work for Midway, nigga.
Like fire.
like the Energizer. Yeah, I'm supplying the wood like Elijah. Indica smoking, no indica, might fuck around and compartmentalize ya. They say, life is a bitch, and if that is the case, then I'm finna surprise her. No, I am not an advisor, but I do advise you to pay attention. Never need to mention I'm that motherfucker busting heads. Finna push it to the ledge. Yeah, I've been smoking my meds. Ain't got no love for the feds. Can that thing go to your head? Fuck with me, watch where you tread. I'm finna kill it instead. I'm finna, I can never done it, and I wanna run it, and I wanna keep it going and going like infinity. Be the only enemy to ever rip it apart. Finna start like this, finna heart like this, finna murder it a million miles a minute, no nitrous. Do it righteous. I've been down this road before. Everybody think that they do, but they don't. Swear to God that they would, but they won't. Spitting riddles in the middle of a pastime. Me and my mom feeling the vibe like yeah, finna get it like yeah. I done made $20 million. I don't flex to be acknowledged. At this point, it's common knowledge. All you haters been abolished. You in the club throwing dollars, but I'm saving mine so my kids go to college. Or maybe whatever they wanna do. Just as long as they never say, Daddy blew $20 million. Ay, he had to flex to be acknowledged. Ay, he in the club throwing dollars, and I cannot afford to send me to college. Ay, Daddy just wanna be loved, just like everybody wanna be accepted. Ay, but somehow he had neglected me and my mama for all of this rap shit. Ay, no, I cannot fuck with that shit. Ay, no, I cannot fuck with that. Who you know dropped the album back to back to back to back to back and back again. I'm back again and snap again, and goddamn it, ain't no other way to write it. Yeah, it's happening 'cause I've been living in a world of my own. Leave me alone, I'm in the zone where I've been prone to destroy shit. You cannot avoid this. Whack motherfuckers have annoyed this. Yes, you know I enjoy this. Preach, motherfucker, preach. Yeah, I'm trying to reach everybody in the streets, putting words to the beats. Each one, teach one. Yeah, I'm trying to reach one. Who the beast one? That be me on the top to the east one. Tell me how you really wanna do it right now. Trying to murder this. Shout out everybody, no fucking around and heard of this. Heard of us. We ain't going nowhere. It's a hurt of us. Hold up, roll up. Levitated like I'm David Blaine. Living a dream like I'm David Ames. Talk all you want, we are not the same. Step in the spot that ain't know the name. So more albums my first week than Harry Styles and Katy Perry. That ain't a sign of the times. Then I don't know what is. Man, this shit is scary. 'Cause bitch, I've been blowing up like C4. And I'm 3 for 3 like a free throw. Anybody hating on the boy, take a step back and then deep throw. Now my phone blowing up like ring. Like ring, 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 ring. That Kevin Durant, I'm a champion. Check the numbers, I'm a champion. Can't sleep on the boy anymore, but the haters that love to hate gon' pop an Ambien. Star-Lord, champion. Know the name and they know the alias, that's for sure. Gave him 44, now here's 44 more.
And we're back on AJ.radio. Always remember, James, because we usually turn up the music to be able to hear it while we're playing live. But then what always happens is then if you don't turn it back down and then you unmute the mics, you get that back loop. It almost started. You almost heard it. You almost heard the full extent. So that was what the hell is that song called? It's been a while. Tremolo My Soul by my boys Young Fathers. We're here in the studio with my buddy James and Angel. So James,
Yo.
what I know you have a big story, a big life story. You've been in the Navy. You've been
Army.
in the military. You've been in the Home Depot. You've been in the Bob Dylan.
Into Bob Dylan. I love Bob Dylan.
God bless our military.
It was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, good old Bob.
Shout out to Bob Dylan.
Shout out to Mr. Zimmerman, yes.
Very cool. I know you. It's funny. You look like you look like John Lennon the other night when. So me and my uncle on Saturday.
You look like John Lennon the other.
Well, no, coming in with the guitar and the harmonica on your neck, because me and my uncle the other night went to go see another Beatles cover band, and John had the harmonica on the neck. Another one. So my buddy James knows of. So I like my share of Beatles cover bands as we've been told on the show.
Oh, that's where this is going.
Yeah. I've actually gotten to see. So the first one I saw was a group called Studio 2. I saw them up north in Conway, I think.
Yo, shout out to all you fellas. If you guys are listening, I know I gave you the link. So
James also knows of the guys at Studio 2. Now I forget who saw them first. I feel like I saw them first, but I didn't get to talk to them, and I feel like you saw them, and then you.
I think you saw them first.
Yeah.
But Nick and I Nick was there too.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, we met them in Salem, Mass.
So you're a Beatles fan too?
A little bit, yeah.
Cool,
I love the Beatles.
Awesome.
I love the Beatles.
Yeah, so you got to talk. You've been talking to them for a while. I remember when I would come in from Home Depot and you'd be like, "Yo, I would just talk to them."
I was so pumped about that, man.
Yeah, there's some cool guys. Their stick is that, and they're very talented. They sound absolutely fantastic. They play all the older stuff, all the pre
65.
Yeah, 97 is when
before they met
Sergeant Pepper.
That day.
Yeah, so it's the Suits, and that's how these guys that I saw. I've seen Rain. That was the other Beatles tribute band I saw over my co-op over the winter. They played at the Wayne Theater down near Boston Common. They did a 50th anniversary tribute of Sergeant Pepper. They played Sergeant Pepper in its entirety, dressed up. It was very cool. It was awesome.
That is cool.
And then I just saw these guys. They're called the 1964.
1964, yeah, I heard.
Have you heard of them?
I follow them.
So they also do the early stuff up to the year 1964, but they've apparently been doing this for 35 years. These were old guys.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, they're like as old as the build-up.
I hear they rock.
They were really good. I saw them in we saw them in Norwood, but yeah, it was funny because they've been in this for a long time. Mm-hmm. It's like, boy, how can you play it for 35 years? I mean, I guess that's just the magic of the Beatles and such.
One can only hope that that's gonna happen again. But,
I wish I was born in that era.
Somebody's out there that just has to meet their John.
I brought this for you because I know you talking about the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
I actually got into the Rolling Stones, at least this album a little bit. So I brought another version that I was gonna play on air, but our record player isn't set up. But I got this on Record Store Day. Do you know what Record Store Day is?
Never heard of it.
So on Record Store Day, it's usually around the end of April. This year was on the 21st, the day after the 20th.
Festivities.
And what artists will do is they'll republish a new vinyl of an old album that hasn't been out in a long time. They'll do like these special releases for Record Store Day, and then that's the one time it's printed. So I got, shit. What was the? Oh, I got a Bleachers MTV Unplugged vinyl, and I also got this guy that I wanted to show you. Have you ever heard of this album? Their Majesty's Satanic Request.
A Satanic Request.
Yes.
It's not Pants, is it? No, it's not Pants.
So this is a Record Store Day exclusive version of the Rolling Stones album. This was their kind of response to Sgt. Pepper. You can actually see John Lennon and Ringo in the front cover. It might be hard. This version is holographic. Let me come over and see.
It is. But
So one of them is. There's one of them right there.
oh,
Yeah, it might be hard to see.
and right there too, dude.
Yeah, they put it in. So this album came
The
out.
Stones basically followed like everything that the Beatles did.
Yeah, there's John. Here, you want to see? You want to
Yeah.
see Angel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you look, it's in the bottom left corner. You
He'll
can
see
see
John.
In the bottom right corner, you can see John Lennon's face. It should
Yeah.
be. Yeah, it'd be right around here, but it's holographic.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
he's
it
got the
sounds so
cool
weird.
Mickey Mouse hat on in the middle here.
My favorite song from this is the song called "She's a Rainbow."
She's a.
Yeah.
That reminds me of something Nick said to my friend.
What was that? What?
You look like a rainbow. Carissa.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you know Carissa?
I think so. Yeah.
He knows Carissa. Well,
Okay.
I told her she
Carissa
looked. I
more
told her
knows
she
him.
looked like a rainbow.
Oh,
'Cause
she does look like a rainbow.
When I saw her, she was really
She's a
colorful.
good cat. I should have told her.
Yeah,
about
she's a good
this.
cat.
Damn, that's one person.
Tell her about that. Tell her about
I'll
the show
tell her about
sometime.
this in a few weeks, and we'll give a shout out to her.
So yeah, I brought that for you. Wanted to show you the holographic goodness.
Okay.
I do collect a lot of vinyl, James.
Wow,
a lot
that-
of vinyl.
This is a find, man.
Yeah, that I got.
had actually no idea that they made
Yeah,
an answer to that.
yeah. It's a very good album. You should check it out.
For the self-proclaimed greatest band in the world.
So is there any fun stories you wanted to share on the radio, James? Anything you had? Your friend Angel's got fucking
I thought we were
a whole story
I thought we were
planned
going
over
on
there.
one road, but we didn't go there. I was kind of surprised that you didn't. So the day that I actually met Studio.
Oh yes, the end of studio. Talking about Studio 2.
Was
This
on
is where I was trying to get, but then we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured you were trying to get
Yeah.
there. The day I met Studio 2 was actually in Salem, Mass on Halloween. And actually, a few days prior to that, my buddy and I, Angel, were hanging out there. Because my birthday's close to that time, so I just spent my whole week in Salem.
Yeah,
Great
Salem Mass
festivities.
rocks.
Salem's cool. I was born in Salem, like a couple days before Halloween.
Lovely festivities.
I left Angel because he was sidetracked by something else, and
Yep.
Okay.
I went on my own adventure, and
He left me behind.
I walked by a gazebo and they're playing some recognizable chords, but anyways, I hear over a microphone voice, "Hey, are you Bob Dylan?" Because I was dressed as Bob Dylan
Yeah,
that day.
Yeah, he was pulling off Bob Dylan pretty well.
And then I answered back like, "Yeah, that's who I'm supposed to be." He goes, Paul goes, he has something we need, because for those of you who probably don't know, Bob Dylan was the one who introduced the Beatles to pot pre-65, August 64,
Yeah.
I believe. We made some, so we hung out with them for a little while and made some friends, and I'm actually talking in between with these guys and them guys about trying to bring them here sometime.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool. So you've been talking to quote their Yoko, you would say. So is this the guy?
I've been calling her. I've been calling her Yoko.
Is it because
behind
this-
her back a little?
So the
bit.
guy who plays John Lennon, is that his girlfriend?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure. So
Pretty
that's
sure.
why. Yeah, I think that's why I said Yoko.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he does John. They're a fun group of.
Yeah,
fun
they
group of
like I
people.
said,
I've seen them a couple times, kind of.
they were great performing.
Ever since. Oh yeah, and I got to jam on one of the guitars that's actually on my
Cool.
profile picture.
You've been practicing the guitar. You brought your guitar here.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. I guess I felt like if I was up to it.
Yeah, man. and this doesn't have to be the only time. You can
This
come
doesn't
whenever.
have to be the only.
We're trying to set up. We want to be able to do stuff like coffee houses and do more stuff on the quad. We used to do a thing called Tune In Tuesdays where we would go out and DJ on the quad every Tuesday night. But now, ever since they
Stole our quads.
yeah, they sold. So remember the building that I showed you that they were building?
Mhm.
They tore up our whole quad building this building. So you can't even. If you were trying to go right outside the front entrance, there's a big fence there, and you just can't go any farther. Which sucks because there's now I have to go around the whole school to be able to get to the other side of one building.
And soon they're going to be closing off the sidewalks too.
What?
This sidewalk right here that goes from Rubenstein to Beatty, they're laying that pipe.
When did you hear this?
It's in the emails. And then they're going to close the sidewalk that I used to get to Annex.
I don't read
from
these
Beatty.
emails.
So probably the way you guys walked in. I'm sure you've seen all the construction and whatnot.
Yep.
It's a mess over there.
This whole school's a friggin' mess. Though it's been nice this summer semester. I got some good teachers. Got some good classes. American government. I got one teacher who's got a nervous twitch.
Wait, you got American government?
Yes.
Are you in Manoli's class?
No.
It's online, no?
No.
It's not? Oh,
No.
it's
I have this guy, and he has this nervous twitch, and after everything he says, "You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?"
Oh, I'm sorry for laughing.
After everything he says, he goes, "You know what I'm saying?" So yeah, I've got to deal with that, but that's okay. It's all right. So yeah, that would be very cool if we could have Studio 2. You know, either just come in, just talk. They do put on the accent really good. You know, the talk.
Oh,
They talk the talk.
I'm pretty sure they would come in character. Hell yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be very cool. So yeah. So we have Angel.
Yo,
over
what's up,
here.
guys?
So Angel, before we head to our break, we're gonna play some of your songs.
Hell yeah.
We got the songs we got queued up. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about your music or the songs we're gonna play. We're gonna go to our break and we're gonna play 3 of Angel's songs. First we have "Off to LA."
I'm off to LA.
Is there a story behind that? Do you do traveling or have any plans to kind of go to Hollywood?
I'm really into the entertainment business, sort of. I got a lot of stuff going on with multiple things in the entertainment business.
Okay.
Yeah, I recorded that song with my boy Matty Fee from Gate City.
Cool.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Gate City.
Shout out to Matty Fee. No,
Shout
I haven't.
out to Matty Fee. He's done some singing with Mike Stud. I'm sure
Okay.
you've heard of Mike Stud.
No.
Some cats from like the New England area.
Cool. No, I've never heard of Mike Stone. Who is he? Hey, you guys have never heard of Michael Christmas. He's the fucking man. All right, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
There's not really a story per se behind I'm Off to LA, but it's gonna be a great hit for people who love Cali.
Nice.
Shout out to Cali.
Cali's about to fall off. It's about to the San Andreas fault line is just gonna split.
Shit.
You separate.
Or
It's gonna
catch
be,
on fire.
It's gonna be an island. They're gonna have to extend the Golden Gate Bridge a little bit.
But yeah, I'm into the entertainment business a little bit. I'm related to Sri Lankan-born Canadian poet Michael Oranje, who wrote an Academy Award-winning movie called The English Patient.
Oh wow.
Have you ever heard of the movie The English Patient?
No, but I'll have to,
From
I'll
like
have to check it out.
1995. Yeah, I have a relation to him. I got a bunch of cousins and stuff and aunts and uncles that write for Sony.
Wow.
Sony and TNT and ABC and a little bit of Comedy Central.
Sony's me and Sony. I mean, I love my PlayStation, but me and Sony never got along. I actually, because when I was in high school, I made some of my own music.
Yeah.
Under AJ.mp3. That's where the name AJ.radio comes from. But Sony gave me a copyright strike on my 2 copyright strikes
Oh
on
shit.
my SoundCloud. And the last one just dropped off, but yeah, due to remixes of artists that they have, and it was like remix. One of them was a remix contest, and that was the second strike, and I was like, nah, that's bullshit, because you uploaded the stems all yourself, like all the parts to make the song. And then there another song I kind of did the remix myself and made all the stems.
Yeah, I have everything copywritten.
Yeah, good.
You have to.
Good, yeah. So then our next song, we're going to play after that, the middle song, we got Vacation. Now, is this going to be talking about, is it?
It's not like what you think it is. It's
okay.
not.
No, it's just him singing that version of Vacation.
Yeah.
You wished, James.
Yeah.
You wish.
But after that song, I got something really cool to represent Boston.
Cool.
Go Boston. Shout out to Boston.
Do you
Shout
want to
out
kind
to
of leave?
Harvard.
Do you want to kind of leave that one a secret?
Leave it a secret?
The last song. Do you want to talk about it, or do you?
No, we'll play that one later on. But
Okay.
It's not going to be a secret.
All right. So we're gonna go into some of Angel's songs right here, and then when we come back, we'll try to wrap up. There were some things that I wanted to try and show you guys. The videos are kind of really, really long. Remember how I said I wanted to talk to you about blood sports? Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about blood sports, and then we'll kind of...
Blood sports like hockey?
Not that kind of blood sports, but it's kind of more like crazy debates where people yell at each other. It's a big, long story. But we'll get to it. So we're going to tune into some of Angel's music. Off first.
Hell yeah.
It's Off to LA. You're here with AJ.Radio.
Yeah, I'm in LA. I'm off to LA. I'm off to LA. I'm in LA. I came to get paid, chillin' in the shade. Check out all my good grades. I get straight A's. I have fine taste. I'm chillin' with all these fine dames. I came to surf some waves. I love to hang with babes. I'm chillin', drinking Gatorade, and I'm chillin' with orangutans. I play cause I love games. Nice clean shave. I'm icy on the waves. She's slicey with blades. I'm smooth and laid, and she's looking lovely with braids. I came to get a fade, always running on a tank, and I know you want to drink. I have a margarita on the way. I'm like a cheetah on his prey. I'll see you later, and I'm off to LA. I'm off to LA. I'm off to LA. Boston to LA. I'm off 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 to LA. Mamacita. She's a keeper and I'll never leave her. She's one fine señorita. She's a diva like Mamma Mia. She speeds like a cheetah and she's dressed in that zebra. Hey girl, it's nice to meet ya, and I think I need ya. She's looking kinda like a llamarita. I have a margarita on the way. I'm like a cheetah on his prey. I'll see you later, and I'm off to LA. 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 I have a margarita on the way. I'm like a cheetah on his prey. I'll see you later, and I'm off to LA. I have a margarita on the way. I'm like a cheetah on his prey. I'll see you later, and I'm off to LA.
DC Productions on the track.
Yeah, you know me, homie, and she's down to ride for me. And you know we don't give a shit. That's just how it is. Everyone's trying to get big. So watch me get big like this. And I'm down for your bitch. And I know you wanna be seen riding around just like this in my whip. Yeah, you know me, homie. And she's down for my ride. And you know we don't give a shit. That's just how it is. Everyone's trying to get big. So watch me get big like this. And I'm down for your bitch. And I know you wanna be seen riding around just like this in my whip. I'm riding around smooth. I'm trying to keep it cool. I kick it old school. Watch these dance moves. Turn up my tunes. And watch how I do. Watch how I move. Girl, I want you to stay loose and sip on your juice. Sit back and chill while I cruise. Yeah, cause you know how we do. Yo, girl stunning, I got her coming. I love the way she running. Cool white boy stunting. I love my summertime with my beats bumping. With my girls and we jumping. If she came for money, then she ain't getting nothing. If only if you came for my McLovin', then maybe you might get something. But you get nothing. And you know me, homie, and she's down for my ride. And you know we don't give a shit. That's just how it is. Everyone's trying to get big. So watch me get big like this. And I'm down for your bitch. And I know you wanna be seen riding around just like this in my whip. I'm on the beach and I'm fly. Your girl wants to be with me cause I'm just that guy. But you know it's gonna be alright. And I know you like your drinks with ice. I guess it's just my time. I'm one star that they found in the sky. And I'm so bright that I've shined. I'm always down for these rides. I love my summer nights. And all of these dreams are mine. We don't get low, so we try to stay high. Yo, girl's high, make sure she say hi. I'll play this hip-hop, and when her booty drops, she gon' get all over mine. I mean, I love you so much, but yo, girl's too damn fine. I play bass, I kick drums, and I even swing on these chimes. And you know me, homie, and she's down for my ride. And you know we don't give a shit. That's just how it is. Everyone's trying to get big. So watch me get big like this. I'm down for your bitch. And I know you wanna be seen riding around just like this in my whip. I'm going into the bean. Yeah. I'm always in the city, drifting, getting shifty. Streets are looking slippy. It's that jiggy wiggy. I'm happy like it's Skippy, and I need to know who's coming with me. Smelly like it's stinky, and I do this like it's Iggy. My girl is looking pretty. Guilty cause I'm slicky Nicky, and outside is looking misty. Rain is getting drippy. I wear it like it's Dicky. I play it like it's Biggie. I'm not trying to be picky, but they call me Little Nicky. Money's looking thrifty, sexy like it's silky. Don't call me Little Willie. I love her like it's for really. Hail me, God. I just want her to feel me. Does she hear me at all? I keep her staring at me. I'm Boston strong. I pause cause I see it glaring in my spot. I know how to make Boston pop. Someone call a Boston cop. Follow the Boston laws. Hanging at the Boston bars. Kid, I make Boston pop. Cause Boston's on. I make Boston rock. Boston don't stop. Guess where I'ma walk? In Boston to shop. Freedom is all I want. Watch me stop them all. I make Boston pop hanging at the mall. Freedom's hot cause I'm Boston strong. Boston's never wrong. I party like Boston's on. The city walls stand tall while I'm living long. Standing, they'll never fall. It's beautiful. If you come along and sing my song, Boston's on cause I'm Boston strong. It's Boston, dog, this is where I belong. God calls me so I go beyond. Flow like I got it going on. I roll in like the fog. Clog your speakers to the notch. It's leaking out on top and I'm freaking out cause this is what I got. I roll on pop. Boston's got it going on, and I like the way Boston rock. Give me what you got, I got it, and I believe it's been brought. I know how to box, and I roll on top. This is what I got. It's Boston, dog, it's the Boston pop. Got the socks, Boston rocks. Posture is strong, and I like the way Boston pop. I'm Boston strong. It's the Boston pop. Come along and sing my song. Boston's on, cause I'm Boston strong. It's Boston, dog, this is where I belong. God calls me, so I go beyond. Flow like I got it going on, and I roll in like the fog. Clog your speakers to the knots. It's leaking out on top. I'm freaking out, cause this is all I got. And I roll on pop, I roll on top. Boston's got it going on, and I'm Boston strong. Yeah, I like the way Boston rock. Give me what you got, I know it's been brought. You know I can box and I roll on top. Yeah, I call this the Boston pop. It's the Boston pop.
Alrighty, and we're back with AJ.Radio. You just heard a selection of songs from our guest, Angel. Angel, that was some really awesome stuff, man.
Shout out to Boston.
I really liked the the Boston song was cool.
Boston pop.
Yeah, Boston
That's
pop.
just catchy.
Yeah.
If you were that one, if you were to edit that or kind of revise that,
Hell yeah.
I would make the suggestion to try and add in the background, try and like because it has that, you know, your influence and you're trying to go to this like talking about the Boston pops. If you were to add maybe some orchestral stuff in the back, like when you say Boston strong, and then you say Boston pop, maybe if like add like a pop sound. I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I really liked Vacation. I thought that was a very cool song. Definitely shows that kind of that writer's side.
Hell yeah.
And Off to LA. I thought that was a very kind of radio, you know, if you're kind of cruising on the highway with the top down.
A nice summer day.
Yeah, nice.
You know what I mean? Got the windows down.
I'm aiming for that. I'm aiming to hit the radio.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Trying
you
to
know,
hit the
keep
charts.
us. Do you have a Facebook page, or do you have any social media?
I don't have any social media out yet.
Okay.
That's just a sneak peek. I haven't released anything on SoundCloud. I haven't made anything yet.
Are you
exclusive?
Are you? Yeah, no.
Coming soon.
There was the guy who just cut my hair down at 333. 333. He, I guess, was trying to start a band. Like I guess he was in other bands before, and this guy who was in a band was like, "Hey, we should all get together and make stuff, kind of have like this super band." And I guess they recorded like 4 albums worth of songs, and then at the last second, they were like about to talk to some label or something, and then the guy like was like, "Yep, like screw the rest of you guys," and like took all the songs and they won't release it. So now he's like, "Yeah, I just put like $8,000 into producing all these songs, and now he wants to be a dick about it." Why? I don't know.
Who do people get out?
His name is also James.
Isn't he down for the
James
dough?
down at 333.
He's got a nice name.
We're gonna try and get. I told him that because he cuts. So the guy who worked on my co-op with me, Matt Chapman, he also, and Alex knows him. He's the one who told me about James and to go down there. And I told James, I was like, "Yo, me, you, and Matt should all come on the show, and we can leak your." He was like, "You want to leak my songs?" And I was like, "Sure, let's do it." So yeah, maybe we'll get James and Matt onto the show. All right, so kind of ending things off here. I did want to try to. So during my co-op, what I've been kind of following, I've been trying to follow this thing called Internet Blood Sports, which is there's a couple of shows on YouTube. It's like YouTube live streams, and I'm gonna bring it up. How I kind of heard about it is there's this guy who makes videos on YouTube, and I talked to him, or I sent him a message. I sent him a message, and he read it out. His name is Mr. Medicare. He makes kind of these crazy internet videos, talking about crazy internet shit. So he made a video. This was back. I thought this was a lot longer ago. He made a video back in February talking about these shows from these guys called Andy Worski. There's a show called The Morning Kumite with Tonka and Failure. And then there was this other guy named Baked Alaska, and basically they would host shows where people would come on like a live stream, and they would try to host these debates and just have people kind of scream at each other. Some of like the worst stuff you'd ever hear. This has been going on for a couple of months now, just about a year, but actually this week things are kind of falling apart. The Morning Kumite is dead. Some drama and stuff, but I thought I would share kind of snippets from Jim's video to kind of show what it was all about. I don't want to put it. We're not going to play it on the stream. We're going to play it in here so you guys can kind of look at it. All right. It's a long video, and there was another video that I wanted to show. I'm talking about this.
Is this going to blow our eardrums because it's going to be so loud?
No.
2 months since the Kraut saga took place, and it's been about 2 months since the Kraut saga took place, and since that time, a new phenomena has swept over YouTube, drawing in brand new audiences and creating hype for something that wasn't really seen before. It's a sort of phenomena that can lead to Tariq Nasheed telling people that his dick is a weapon of mass destruction.
We have the genetic capacity to annihilate the entire planet sexually.
Or getting Sargon of Akkad to
My
call
dick
people
is a
niggers.
nuclear weapon.
You want to click enough time right now? Maybe you're just acting like a nigger. Have you considered that? Do you think white people act like this?
Or lead to a conversation with the SPLC on whether or not you're banned from Israel.
Was I talking to you just a second ago? My phone just disconnected.
I don't know, sir. I've had 10 calls. What were you needing?
Oh, I was just wondering. I was just on your website, and I was just wondering because there was a few people who I was concerned on your page there. You posted some articles. I was wondering if you're put onto on your website. Are you banned from Israel?
It's the sort of thing that's led to the hard-hitting questions we've all wanted answers to finally being asked. Ask her about the Proud Boys she blackmailed into eating her pussy, which said it smelled like wet bread. I'm not making this up either. It was a guy she recorded saying racial jokes and threatened to release him if he didn't go on a date with her. So, 2 questions. When did that happen? And 2,
those are the kind
wet bread. And let's not forget about elite pig semen.
What are your thoughts on elite pig semen?
Elite pig semen. Elite pig semen.
Internet blood sports. That's the moniker, that's the title that's been laid down at its feet. And unlike the name, it doesn't actually involve armed combat. Well, usually.
Halsey, if you want to start on Israel, I gotta warn you, is this a path you want to go down? Is this something you really wanted to do? You really want to do it?
It's a format, an outgrowth of the typical YouTube streams that have existed for a long, long time. Instead of the erudite, pedantic, highbrow, intellectual debate between two opposing forces who bore you to sleep and act like a living version of Ambien, Internet blood sports
like what we
seeks
do
to
here.
entertain you. It is the Jerry Springer of YouTube content. And much like Jerry Springer, there is a vast audience for it that likes to interact with it.
Alright, my comment is for the little midget with the basement tattoos. Why did you go from Snow White over here Sideshow Bob? Like, what?
But along with its rise in popularity, along with the people that host these sorts of streams and the audience that comes to watch it, criticism has come along with it. More and more people are speaking out against internet blood sports, saying how terrible this is, how we need to go back and have a little bit
so
more
this part,
decorum. We need to respect
from here,
this is where we end it. Wrong here.
So they start talking about, so there's people who are saying that, oh my god, internet blood sports are so dangerous that people are actually getting hurt by this, and we need to stop this and get these people arrested, and they're swatting. Do you know what it means to swat someone?
Well, what?
Shit's fucked.
Like
So
by the
to
police?
swat someone,
Yes.
so say
Oh, they call you and you call like the
call
cops,
the cops
and it's
and
a
you
prank phone call, and the SWAT comes and they
Yeah.
fuck you up.
Yeah, exactly. So there's people that are saying, "Oh my God, internet blood sports is so," and they'll try to like swat the people who host it. So we talked about a couple of shows, like the Kumite showed up. This show, this was the Kumite, and these guys were all on, and that was this guy, the knife. His name's Nick Fuentes. That's JF. That's Jean Francois. He hosts the show now, and he is very very French, and he hosts the show called the Public Space, and he's very highbrow intellectual talks, and he used to do a show with this guy called Andy Worski, called Worski Live, but now they kind of broke up because Andy wanted to do more like laid back stuff, and he wanted to do more intellectual stuff. So that's blood sports. People
are you fun or intellectual?
I try to be a little bit of both, because we go to the engineering school, but like I said, we're banned by the FCC, and I told you I was going to tell you this story. So we've been, if you look, our relaunch was in 2012. So from I want to say like the late 80s until 2012, we had no radio station, because so in the 80s we had a terrestrial radio station, which meant that you know, if you were in your car, you could pick us up on the FM radio. You could Wentworth, and the called radio station, but Wentworth in Northeastern were kind of playing, because Northeastern, which is right next door to us, also has a college radio station. They're still terrestrial, but they were kind of playing jokes on each other, playing pranks on each other, and the FCC got upset, and they stepped in and they fined both Wentworth and Northeastern. Northeastern agreed to pay their fine, but Wentworth did not. So for the past 20-something years, we've been banned by the FCC from being on terrestrial radio. Damn. Which has actually been really, really good for us, because we've taken a space on the internet, and it's, as the trophies show, it works. So there's a lot of people that are actually going over to the internet, and terrestrial radio is kind of dying. No. Terrestrial radio, FM, AM.
That's what we're calling it.
Yeah, that's what you call it, man. Now you learn something new every day.
That's what you call it when you want to make something old.
I agree.
You call it Jurassic or something like that.
Legendary. Well, it's out of here.
Legendary, yes. Legend, wait for it. I hope you're not lactose intolerant, because the next part of this word is dairy.
Damn.
Legendary.
Legendary.
So yeah, that was I've just been following. So so that show, the Kumite, would come on every morning at like 12 o'clock. So I'd get to work about like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then I'd do some work for 2 hours, and then I would tune into the Kumite and just listen through my headphones and then do my work. But I'd be listening for all day while I was doing my work, just listening to their show. It's a lot of crazy shit. I brought up this other video because while over the co-op, this was probably the craziest shit that happened. This guy, Ross, basically in the I don't know. Do you want me to play a little? Do we have time to play a little bit?
Play a little bit.
You don't care? All right, this is some crazy shit.
But the truly legendary ones, the ones that touch us deeply, all great stories deserve a sequel. But the truly legendary ones, the ones that touch us deeply,
this is some
the ones
crazy
that we
shit.
recount to our friends and family,
But
those
I
deserve
wanted to
a
bring up.
trilogy. So allow me to Peter Jackson this shit up. We're going Lord of the Bathtubs today, because we've got an old friend returning. Somebody from the ether of history has re-emerged on the scene. I'm talking about Ross, Mr. Bubbles himself. Now, how do I best describe the character we're going to be taking a look at today? For those of you that are completely unfamiliar with him, how do I go about this monumental task of trying to condense this down into just a few snippets to give you the idea of the character we're looking at? Oh, I know.
So basically, first of all, I have to say is that I don't know. First of all, how come?
Spit it out, man.
This wasn't edited.
Sorry,
This is just
autism.
one
I don't
thing.
know how to use words that well, so
But don't go thinking that he's all, likely, I'm with the autism. Because he's got some rage. He's got some anger issues bubbling deep down inside him.
That feels to be fucking pride no matter fucking what. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you.
He's got that fire in his belly, and he's looking for a fight. Now, I would highly recommend, before we get into this, if you really are unfamiliar with who Ross is, I did 2 previous videos. 2 fucking whole videos on this particular person. One's about a half an hour, the other's about 15 minutes. So in total, we're talking a lifetime TV movie experience. Now, what caught my eye about Ross in particular, what drew me into wanting to make videos about him? Well, that would be a live stream I stumbled across. A live stream that had about 10 people watching it. But by happenstance, by serendipity itself, I happened to catch it right at this moment.
Like, how the fuck is looking that shit up not messed up?
Dude, looking up kids in the bathtub isn't fucking pedophilia. The only reason why it's pedophilia if you jerk off to it. I didn't even jerk off to it at all.
You literally said you have feelings for children and that you need help.
Consider me fucking interested. Now, this led to a series of events that spanned about 2 weeks' time where I ran into a whole cast of characters. You had Nuclear Gamer, the Texan terror, who was going to get his friend, Red Bad Bandito, to come super hack me. They claimed that they knew people in Lizard Squad. They fucking claimed, these retards claimed that they knew super hackers who were going to come fuck my shit up. Spoiler alert, when the super hackers heard about this, they didn't give 2 flying fucks because they had no idea who these people were. And there was Ross himself, the virgin with rage, talking about looking at naked children on the internet. And where we last left off, people were very angry. They were contacting law enforcement and his family to try to get something done based on the statements of the things that he had said and written on the internet. And so it looked like Ross had just poofed. He disappeared. Something had happened, somebody had intervened, and Ross was no more. That is until about a month ago when he reemerged from his metamorphosis. He got into his shit coon, and he came out a whole new variety of crap. Now, at first, I didn't even know he returned. That is until somebody a few days ago sent me a link to a video he had posted. A video which decries his innocence and says firmly, I am not a pedophile.
You're lucky it's nice in here. Usually it's a billion degrees. They just fixed the AC.
Finally, we're going to get the real story about the persecution that innocent Ross has faced at the hands of the internet. I'm sure this has been one giant misunderstanding. Let's hear Ross's take. Let's hear his hot take on what really happened 7 months ago.
I was like saying like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a pedophile, and afterwards like, and like I am like a creep. I'm like someone who doesn't exist or shouldn't exist or something like that. And the reason why I said that was because they were like saying, oh yeah, doing smart chest shit, where like they were saying like, oh yeah, you know, the Saints were like saying, oh yeah, Ross, the only reason why we made friends with you is to get you off the internet. Pretty much just pulling a prank. And then afterwards I said that I was a pedophile, because pretty much like after that, then they pretty much hang up, and then afterwards, then a few hours later, Logan reconnects me to a call, and then afterwards like says like, oh yeah, the reason why you're a pedophile is because you look up children in the bathroom. And it's like, oh well, you already guessed right, but the thing is, it's not pedophilia though.
Those goddamn internet bullies forcefully trying to convince him that he was a pedophile for looking up naked children on the internet. He only told them he was a pedophile because they bullied him about it. But it's all just an innocent misunderstanding.
Then again, like getting sexual gratification from like prepubescent children, pretty much like, even though like, oh wait, what was that? Oh, none of the videos I looked at were prepubescent children? Oh. Well, I mean, like, they were toddlers, so even though, you know.
Are you defending this?
How does that make it
My
better?
brain just came.
What the fuck did you just say?
I just stumbled upon upon YouTube and probably, like, didn't know that it was, like, a child, that, like, probably some parts of YouTube is a child, prostitute, or not even a prostitute ring, but, like, more like a fucking, like, pedophile ring? What? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even... Well, the thing is that, like, it's not like I could have not known that, you know. How dare you, you know.
This is even worse. It's not just toddlers. You're not just looking up fucking babies, naked babies on the internet. But the naked babies are part of a fucking YouTube pedophile ring, and you just accidentally stumbled into that. That happens to me a lot, I'm sure. I'm looking up video game videos. Hey, when's the next hot Switch title coming out? And oops, instead of Mario, there's a toddler getting fisted. Happens all the time on YouTube, Ross. It's a totally normal fucking occurrence.
Is that I was forced to say that shit. Honestly, like, and like, the thing is, that like, if I wasn't forced to say that shit, then why the fuck Did I say over and over again, I'm not
stream.
Yeah, listen.
For Joe Reddit, they were ready to lynch him. But you're right, I did come to his defense. I said, that's kind of fucking retarded. Sounds a little bit ridiculous. But I don't begrudge you that, because I can see how you think it was simple. He tells a joke about bees and flowers in a Skype group with teenagers. And you make statements like this on live stream.
But I've never heard him once say, I have feelings for children. I haven't.
There's a message where he typed it out in Discord.
He doesn't have to orally say it. He's literally
I tried hiding that for the longest time, but, I guess I failed to do that. Oh well.
Are you admitting it now?
Yeah, I am. I tried hiding it, but, I failed to do so. I failed to lie to people, and I failed to hide it. So there you go. I do need to seek help. Not just for borderline pedophilia,
There's one part
but
that I
also
want to
for
show.
bloodlust as well.
Oh wait, no, those aren't comparable at all. That's apples and oranges.
Yeah, listen to this. So this is a secret. So you ever heard of Discord? No. Okay, so basically, you know what like Skype is?
Yes.
It's basically the same thing as Skype, except you can kind of like make a server, and then you can bring a bunch of people in, and then they can talk on they can voice chat on the server, or they can just type out, and it's all saved. So he was in this private server. And listen to what he says about. So he's talking about his ex-girlfriend. He dated this girl. And listen to what he says about her.
Just like holy water.
Yeah, I went too far.
Everyone knows about you is through your own admission. Like no one's ever leaked shit. I mean, I don't really know that. I say so. I take that back partially, but no one's really leaked the bad shit about you. That's all been you. Like this having feelings for children shit. This bathtub kid. That's all stuff that you put out there. So,
Yeah. But I mean, the girl about having rape fantasies about, I don't know, really. I mean, I already, moved on from her, but, then again, it's my ex-girlfriend, and it's, fucking, how, just, holy water or something like that, whenever, or, sunlight or something like that, whenever you just look at her, you just feel like you want to rape her, and that's your weakness.
Whoa.
Oh my god, why would you say that?
He's like, oh, every time I see her, it's like holy water. Like I just want to rape her.
Wait, what? Who was he talking about?
He's talking about his ex-girlfriend and how the feeling of wanting to rape her is like holy water. How it's like sunlight. How he needs it.
What do you mean?
It's just why do you have so many?
So he's got this like bloodlust.
What do you mean?
He's got this crazy stuff.
Why do you have?
But
I'm killing people.
The craziest part.
They just let him on in the front.
The crazy part. The crazy part hasn't come yet.
Oh no!
Right?
This is the crazy part. So this guy, he said all this stuff, right? He's openly said, yeah, I'm a pedophile. Yeah, I have feelings for kids. I want to, I want to rape my girlfriend. I want to rape my ex-girlfriend. This is the crazy part. All right, listen to what he has to say.
The whole fucking thing is that they don't check. The whole fucking thing is that they don't check.
We're having a good time. Come on. I heard you're a teacher's assistant now, Russ. Is it true?
Yeah, I'm why?
How old are the children that you're assisting?
They're in elementary school.
Okay.
But how the fuck did he get access to elementary school children?
But then again, the whole fucking thing is that they don't
No, this all literally just
check
happened.
me in my background or anything like that. Oh man.
Of course. Who needs background searches for teacher's aides that only volunteer one day of the week through community service? They just let him on in the front door. They let this guy.
I'm literally telling you the truth right now, is that I do have bloodlust for those I threatened to kill online. I mean, I did have, sometimes I did have, lust for killing people. Oh no, if I completely lost my fucking mind, I would literally fucking kick a child and then fucking...
Are you trying to get bit, right?
shoot up a school when I was a freshman.
What?
In through the front
He
fucking
had
door.
thoughts about
The
shooting
guy
up
that
a
talks
school
about
while he was a
hurting kids,
freshman.
physically hurting children, shooting up schools, has violent tendencies, looks up naked children, has rape fantasies, takes advantage of people that are suicidal. That's the guy working at an elementary school. There is no punchline to this video. It's not going to end on a high note. There's no grand moral lesson. There's no laugh to be had. Ross is a fucking dangerous person. He is mentally unstable.
In fact, I lied about only having schizophrenia every 9 months. I usually have that often, actually. I don't know what makes right or what makes wrong anymore.
Shut up, Ross.
This is Nick Bait all over again. It's a guy that constantly told people he had an issue and nobody believed him. And he had access to kids and he did something about it. Now he's sitting in a prison cell for molesting a girl for years, for making her eat shit, for doing horrendous fucking things to her. And now you have a violent, schizophrenic, working with children. There's only one way a story like that ends, and it's not pleasant.
So then that guy. So the thing that's actually loading up right now. We're not gonna play anything. So right after that video came out. The Kumite went on, and they had the guy Ross come on. They somehow got him, and they had him talk to Mr. Medicare, the guy who made that video. And Mr. Medicare was like, if I had it my way, I would line you up against a wall and have you shot, like have you killed. So yeah, I when I saw that so that was probably one of the biggest things that happened over the semester in the blood sports realm. Them trying to, I know it's this Ross guy. When I was at work, there's so many archived videos of this Ross guy saying all this stuff. It's like really crazy shit. Yeah, some crazy stuff. James has given me quite the look.
People say some crazy stuff.
Wrong place, wrong time for that kid.
But yeah, it's really crazy how they just. So apparently the story is that so he got taken out of. So he after that second video was made and after people said stuff and were trying to get in contact with law enforcement did come to his house, and his grandmother took him out of his house. He was living with his grandmother and stuff, and they put him in like this. It's almost like a halfway house.
That makes sense.
So that whole thing, in the end, he's not a pedophile.
No, he is. So he.
He is a pedophile.
So they're trying to help him
because he made some girl eat shit.
No, that was Nick Bates. That's another guy. There was another guy. Which there's another. If you're interested, there's another video.
There's another guy.
There's people all over the internet. There's Nick Bates. So Nick Bates was a guy who was obsessed with shit. He would he ate out his half sister's shitty asshole when she was like 8 years old.
Oh, nice.
And then he would tell his friend about it, like this other girl, and she would be like, "Why would you do that?" And he was just like, "Oh well, it was good." And then he was like, "Oh," and then he had his sister eat out his asshole. And then his half sister went out with the public to it, and he was arrested. And while he was on bail, there's a video out. I saw it. Where he tries to justify because in the messages he says that I didn't eat out her ass because there was shit in it, and then when he went to jail and went was out on bail and was waiting trial, he made a video and he was like, well, that wouldn't have stopped me because I love shit, and he literally took a dump, fished it out of the toilet, and kind of wiped it all over his dick and started masturbating with it. And he showed that that was his defense to the judge.
I heard
saying,
if you got shit in your dick, you'd get AIDS.
That's like. Yeah, that's like.
So that's what he was talking. That's what he was talking about at the end there about Nick Bates.
Insanity. Like that is your insanity plea right there.
So yeah, so that guy's in jail, and this guy. So they.
Oh, you don't say.
So California, the state stepped in and they put him in this halfway house, but they think that he has anger issues. They don't really know about the child stuff, and I think that's come out now after this third video has come out to the state. But they put him in this school working as a teacher's assistant because they were trying to help him work on his anger issues or something.
But they didn't know about his.
But they didn't know that he wanted
previous
to
history with little children.
Yeah, so that's important stuff to tell people about. So yeah, that's basically what I
Hide your
did.
kids.
What I did with my free
Hide your
my
wife.
free time during my last semester. I don't know what you did with your free time, Tim, but that's what I did. Was watch all this internet crazy shit.
There's some shit on the internet.
Yeah.
I've been watching.
Internet, social media. There's weird ass shit out there.
Damn, it is 5:05. We've gone for like an hour and a half.
I was gonna say we should probably.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap things up.
We're gonna be
here.
sitting in some,
this has been a really awesome show. I was worried that everyone because Humphrey's
Yeah, we're gonna have
at
to
work.
figure out maybe a different time.
Yeah, but this was good having you guys. We're gonna hope to if you guys want to come back on anytime, we're welcome. If you guys got any new songs, Angel.
Yeah. I'm gonna be recording.
Maybe throw something live on the radio. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for real.
And if you so James, keep me updated with Studio 2.
Hell yeah.
If they want to come on and talk, or if they want to come and
We'll talk to them after the show.
If they have any, if they want to. We don't have a quad as of right now, so we got no place. But we're trying to work on to get people to come do live stuff.
Maybe the front yard.
Maybe the front, yeah, either that or
we'll go to the fence, sit on a bench.
Yeah, something.
I'm definitely open to coming to give a live performance sometime soon.
That'd be sick.
We got that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm trying to get on Michael Christmas. Me and George Peskov, we talked to him and we sent him a message. We're just waiting to hear from him. There was a couple of other. There's this band called Aminaguchi. That I was able to talk to, and I got to email them and see if I can get them on. And this girl, we're going to close out. We got a couple of songs, and we're going to start with this girl. Her name is Haley Thompson King.
Oh.
She opened for Andrew WK when I saw him last Thursday. She plays psychedelic country music.
What?
Yeah.
That's new.
This is her. So she's done.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that is cool.
She's been with 3 different bands. She's done an album with each, and now this is her solo project. So she's on Monday. She just left for. I got to talk with her and her manager and her band. I actually got to buy her a drink. That was cool. And that night, so the album's been out since September. This album, it's called Psychedelic Melancholia. It's got 9 songs. She's originally, so she's been doing music, all of her life. When she grew up, she learned how to sing opera. She was like an opera singer. This song, Soul Kisser, you can hear kind of that opera. She's got a hook where she goes, "Are we Saturn? Are we Jupiter?" And this song, We Nut, at the end is straight like an opera performance.
Sweet, man.
It's really cool stuff. It's funny because her band's a bunch of these old guys. This guy kind of looks like a John Lennon lookalike when you see him live. Then your bassist, I got to talk to him. He's an older guy. Their drummer, the first night that they were there, the drummer that they recorded this album with, is no longer with them, but they had this new guy, and I was like, hey, for a first time, he was really good. But she signed this. If you want to see,
I'll take it with
Angel. So we're gonna put one of her songs on, the most interesting one. She came on. She was like, "Hi, I'm Haley. This next song is a song that I did about. I thought I was pregnant, but it was actually just a tumor. It was this big tumor, yeah. And we were like, holy shit. So we're gonna play a song from from her new album called Teratoma. That's what she called her tumor baby.
That's kind of weird.
Then we got a song from the Front Bottoms. They just came out with their new EP called Anne. Have you ever heard of the Front Bottoms, James? You'd like them.
Who?
The Front Bottoms? They're cool. Yeah, that name's got a couple of different meanings. Yeah, so they're called the Front Bottoms. I think you'll like them. And I can't believe I didn't bring the vinyl of that because they're doing their EPs. So this is the second one in their grandmother series. They're making an EP dedicated to each one of their grandmothers. And I think there's one more, but this is the second one. The first one was called Rose, and this one's called Anne. And then we're gonna finish it off with one of the singles from Arctic Monkeys' new album. Do you like the Arctic Monkeys? You heard of this?
I'm a closet Arctic Monkey.
Have you heard of this album? Tranquility Base and Hotel. This just came out.
No, I didn't hear of it.
Literally last Friday. So this is it's like a concept album. It's this hotel on the moon called Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. It's in the future. It's on the moon. It's very like the whole album is just this great like kind of concept album.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's how we'll end the show with their song 4 stars out of 5 or 4 out of 5. Yeah, very very good. I like Alex Turner. He's a cool guy.
I'm pretty excited what good new music comes out.
Yeah, so. I get everything on vinyl, man. I got it all pre-ordered and ready.
I friended you, man.
Yeah,
you
man.
need to come to the next fire. We're probably having one.
I know. I've never been to any of your fires. I want to go. Have you been to a couple of the? Are you in that group?
Yeah, he's been to every fire.
The fires are amazing.
Cool, man.
The bonfires,
it's just
they get big.
Time to just burn shit.
Time to just burn
Burn
shit.
the world that we cannot burn.
Gasoline, wood, they get big.
Cool. So that's gonna do it for us here. Like I said, so I don't know. We might do. We gotta figure out when's a good time for us to do a show.
Yeah.
Because not everyone could come today.
Yeah, maybe another day in the week, probably earlier.
We'll
or
figure it out.
something like
We might do an every other show like we did the first semester.
That's not a bad
fall
idea.
semester. I really just want to kind of do shows when we can get people on. Because we can just hang out and talk and shoot the shit, but when we come on and do the radio, it'd be cool to have someone like James and Angel here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool guys. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us here.
God bless.
Thank you for coming on, you two.
Yeah,
It's
thanks,
awesome to
guys.
play some of your music, Angel.
Yeah,
Hope
thanks,
you
sir.
hear
Had some
more
good stuff.
soon.
Yeah.
I'll be recording that.
And you behave yourself at the old depot. I don't think
We'll talk
this
about
is
that.
this
There's
is
something
a
we didn't touch base on.
this is hush hush exclusive, because I'm technically still on the payroll there. They just sent me. Do you know those what's it called? The success sharing. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
I got a success sharing check and I was like, well, that's nice. But I have no plans on coming back to Home Depot. I've actually talked to. Do you know Raja's Smoke Shack in Haverhill?
Raja's
Smoke Shack in Haverhill.
No.
So in Haverhill, next to the Haverhill train station, next to the parking lot, there's a smoke shack. There's a smoke shop called Raja's Smoke Shack.
There's also Boston Smoke Shack in Haverhill now. Boston Smoke Shop in Haverhill.
Mm-hmm. And
I
I
actually applied there for part-time.
So I applied there and I interviewed there, and they didn't need me at Haverhill, but they're opening. They have a place in Medford, in Haverhill, and they have a new place in Salisbury, and they're looking to get people for the Salisbury place. So, but we talked like a week ago, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna be busy." This was on Friday. They did the interview, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna be busy, Monday and Tuesday, but then we'll email you, when we can figure out some hours." And this was like a week ago, so they still haven't talked to me. So I sent them an email. I was like, "Hey, if you need me," but yeah, I haven't heard from them. But I have a lot of money saved from my co-op, so I'm just kind of riding that out for now. But both my therapist and my site and
both my therapist.
My therapist and who was it, like a
psychologist?
Yeah, not a
psychologist.
No, the person, just the woman who gives me my antidepressants. That
pharmacist?
Woman. No, not
That's
a pharmacist.
Psychologist.
Is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah.
Both of them have said. Both of them have said do not go back to Home Depot. Both of them said that was too stressful.
Yeah, I agree.
Except for my buddy James, but I only get to see him sometimes. I'd be, at self checkout. I only get to talk to him a little bit. He's over playing Hearthstone all the time. But you're not working there on Fridays anymore, right? That's why you're here today.
Yeah, Something happened. Thursdays and Fridays I have off now.
Cool stuff, man.
Which is cool.
Yeah, James is the cool guy. He's the central layer guy. Makes everything
got
cool
something
for you.
like that.
I love James. He's a fun
Alrighty,
cat.
we're going to close things out again. Like I said with Haley, we'll begin with Haley, and then the front bottoms. I'm excited for you to hear the front bottoms if you never have, and then we'll finish things up with new Arctic Monkeys, and then we'll be back at some point. We either with Haley or maybe Studio 2. But we're gonna have a cool summer. We're gonna figure stuff out.
We'll have some surprise guests.
Yeah, we'll have some
that
people.
John doesn't
like
even
Long.
know about.
Oh, you don't know about people? You got some
that
people.
John
for me?
doesn't even know about. Like
Shit.
Long.
Shit.
I'm letting Yoko know I made a call out.
Cool. Alrighty. Thank you for listening, and have a great Memorial Day
Don't forget,
weekend.
Celtics in 6.
Oh, game 6 tonight.
Celtics in 6.
All right.
Oh, they do, man.
Is that tonight? Is that happening right
is
now?
It's gonna happen, I
All right.
think. Is it home?
Well, I know what Tim's watching.
No, it's not.
Game 7 will be at home.
There won't be a game 7, John.
I see the.
I don't know. It's not home.
I
They're
see.
only winning at home.
I see the signs when I'm coming to and from school. There's like billboards, electronic billboards that are up on 93 that says
this one.
Game 7. If no Game 7, full refund for ticket. And I'm like, well, that's good. Alrighty, thank you for listening in, and this was AJ.Radio. Have a great night.
cool yet. I didn't know what I wanted. I should've known what I would probably get. I just wasn't ready. I just wasn't cool yet. I didn't know what I wanted. I should've known what I would probably get. I just wasn't ready. I just wasn't cool yet. I didn't know what I wanted. I should've known what I would probably get. I just wasn't ready. I just wasn't cool yet. I didn't know what I wanted. I should've known what I would probably get. I'm not gonna sit here and deny what I'm pretty sure I felt. I want what we had. Just wanna feel it with someone else.
Advertising imaginative ways. Start your free trial today. Come on in the waters, lovely look. You could meet someone you like. You're in the meat of your strike. It is that easy. Lunar surface on a Saturday night. Dressed up in silver and white with colored old gray whistle test lights. Take it easy for a little while. Come and stay with us. It's such an easy flight. Cute new places keep on popping up since the Exodus. It's all getting gentrified. I put a taqueria on the roof. It was well reviewed. 4 stars out of 5. And that's unheard of. Mr. Bridge and Tunnel on the Starlight Express, the head of special effects in my mind's eye. Okay, cokey with the opposite sex, the things you try to forget. Doesn't time fly? I'm in no position to give advice. I don't wanna be nice, and you know that. Take it easy for a little while. Come and stay with us. It's such an easy flight. Cute new places keep on popping up around Clavius. It's all getting gentrified. The information action ratio is the place to go, and you will not recognize the old headquarters of a nights that never happened and the days that don't exist. At the information action ratio, only time that we stop laughing is to breathe or steal a kiss. I can get you on the list for all the clubs. I can lift you up another semitone. Take
What's up, Jeff?
It's October 20th. IBS submissions are due in a week, and I'm still missing some submissions from the production categories.
Yeah, I know.
What's up?
Well, I'm just really